Hi there. Welcome to the Clinician demo for the Northwark General Hospital MindMerge implementation. Today we're going to take you through 6 different sections. First is the clinical user setup and password recovery, which will show you how to access your account. The second is patient sign-up and registration, which shows you how to add patients to the next session. Third is physician workup and picture upload, which will show you how to prep for sessions, as well as enter in information for patients, as well as their pictures. And the fourth one is the MCC round console, which is showing you how the session actually operates during the actual day. The last 2 sections, individual reports and patient search, will show you how to pull up records and information, as well as reports pertaining to your individual account or patients that you've reviewed. For the first section, we're going to show you how to set up your user and recover your password if you've forgotten it. When you get to the first page, you'll see a login like this, where you can type in your email address, a password, and select a hospital. If you don't know how to access your account, or if you've been notified that your account has been set up and want to set a password, simply click on the Forgot Your Password link. Type in your email address and press a button. When you do this, it will send an email to your registered email address, which will let you reset the password for your account. Once you click on that link and reset your password, you can simply type in here and select the hospital that you belong to. If you're able to access this screen, that means that your user account is set up and that you're able to access MCCs now. If you log into the screen and you don't see any MCCs, or if you have trouble accessing your account, please feel free to contact support@verto.ca. For the second session, we're going to show you how to sign up patients for future sessions. I left you off at this screen where you're able to select an MCC. For this example, we're going to click the breast MCC. To sign up a patient, all you have to do is go to the patient sign up screen. All you have to do is select a future session. Always select May 13th. As you can see here, there might be some registered patients ahead of you. To register a patient, all you have to do is go to the very bottom, and there should be an empty section with the Add Patient button. What you do here is you type in your information, as well as select the staff member that's responsible for it. In this section, you'll notice that there's a number of different elements. We're going to go through a few of them really quickly. The first 2 are these checkboxes up at the top here. By selecting them, you indicate that you either need pathology or radiology information to discuss this patient. Second of all, there should be a diagnosis, into which we suggest you put the diagnosis that is relevant for that patient. Then there's receptor status, which lets you select the receptor combination. And lastly, but not unimportantly, you have to select the form type. So there's 2 types of forms, pre-op and post-op. Pre-op is for talking about patients that are being discussed at the MCC prior to their operation, and post-op is for obviously after the operation. These both create totally different forms, so be sure that you create the right one for your patient. Then you'll notice 2 sections, pathology notes and radiology notes. Here is where you add in notes that you want to refer to the pathologist or the radiologist. And lastly, you have the clinical question. We suggest filling this out to add the question that you want to get answered by bringing this patient to the MCC. Once you've filled out all the information, simply click Add Patient, and it will add that patient to the next discussion session. For the next session, we're going to show you how a physician can work up a patient prior to a session, as well as upload relevant photos to that patient. To access patient workup, simply click Patient Workup. Then select the session that you want to register for. And what it will do is it'll create a list of all the different fields for each patient. So for each patient that we have here, what we're going to do is we're just going to go down to our new one. Now you'll notice that it only shows initials here. In this section, what it lets you do is it lets you fill in all the information associated with the patient that you added without actually changing the status inside the MCC round console. So I'm just going to fill out some example sections here. Once I filled out, you'll notice it gets yellow. To make sure that I save it, I'll click Submit Details just to change it back to blue. That shows me that the information is being submitted. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to select a few files that I want to upload as photos. Alternatively, you can simply take photos using your iPad or whatever mechanism that you have and upload it at that time. Once the pictures are uploaded, you'll notice because it'll add different little gray boxes here indicating that you successfully uploaded those images. If you have an iPad or another device, you can click take a picture, and instead of it dropping down an actual dialog here, it will show you an option to basically capture a photo or actually use a single photo that's on your device already. Once you've completed this section, you can simply leave and all this information will be added for discussion. For the next section, we're going to go review the MCC Round Console. To get to the MCC Round Console, simply click on the MCC Round Console button here and select the session that you want to participate in. If you want to add your attendance to the session, you can either add it in at this bottom section over here, or you can have an iPad screen that's available for anyone to add their attendance during the session. If you're a clinician who's just watching and following along with what's going on, be sure to click the Proceed as Clinician button. However, if you're the main facilitator for the session, click on the Physician Facilitator button at the top. Most of the time when you select the session, all the patients will be down at the bottom near the pending section. As you can see, our new patient that we added is down there. However, the intent of this section is to show you which patients that you've discussed as well as which patients you have yet to discuss. We're going to click on the new patient that we added here. What you'll notice is that the two images that we uploaded are here. If you click on them, you're able to navigate them fairly simply. Also, you'll notice that the information that we typed in before has now been entered in this section. As you update different sections, it'll first make the section yellow. And then if you click on another section, it should save that information. If we type in a recommendation at the very end, then you'll notice that it jumps from being a pending to a completed patient. Sessions are done by simply going through a patient list, selecting the patients that you have yet to discuss, and entering in information. If a new patient has to be entered, simply click the Add New Patient button, type in their first name, last name, and select the type of form, and then click Submit. When you do this, you'll notice that a new patient appears here. Click on this, and you'll be able to enter in information for this patient. What we recommend is start off by always selecting the appropriate staff member associated with that patient. The fifth section is a reporting module, or individual reports. You can get to it by clicking on the reporting module button here. Right now, you'll only see that there's a CME record of attendance. However, as the solution matures, all the reports that are generated for individuals will be showing up here. Some of the things that we know that are going to be generated over the next short time are OHIP billing reports, as well as some general status reports for patients that belong on your roster. If you have any recommendations for new reports, please do not hesitate to contact your site admin or contact support@verito.ca. For the last section, we're going to see the patient search. Patient search can be accessed through the fifth button at the bottom. In a patient search, you're able to use multiple criteria to select specific patients that you want to find information about. For this example, let's just use primary MRN. And I'll just type in an MRN I know I've used in demo before, and it shows all the patients that are associated with that MRN. By clicking on any one of these links, which the date is shown for, you're able to access the information as well as download any information associated with that patient. One of the last things that we like showing people is how to customize their personal settings. To do so, simply go to your email at the very top, click on it, and you'll notice that you're able to set your email notification preferences as well as reset your password within the application. This section is very useful to manage the types of emails that you get to your account, but remember, to reset your password, you can do that from the front screen as well. This concludes our demo for MindMerge. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to contact us. You can reach us at support@verito.ca, verito.ca, or feel free to contact your disease site lead or your administrator at your hospital. Thank you for taking the time to see this video, and I hope you enjoy using MindMerge.